Hello, welcome to a unique kind of video. This is an update video, big update video for Asian Cinema Season 2017, but also a Mail Day video at the same time. I got a package here from Amazon. I'm going to open up and show you some of the films that I picked up, which may or may not be a part of Asian Cinema Season. So, let's roll up the sleeves and get into it. First of all, yesterday, which was Sunday, I had scheduled, and it had been uploaded onto my channel for weeks, a Shin Godzilla review. Me and Connie talking about the recent Godzilla film that was made in Japan, came out 2016, and in some places in Europe over here in 2017. Simple 13-14 minute video of us talking about the movie with a couple of stills overlaid to display what we were talking about and referencing, and that was taken down from my channel shortly after going live and was removed by YouTube for violating the community guidelines. And my phone is about to start tinging and pinging and all sorts of stuff, so I'm going to quickly put that onto silent so I don't get distracted, because I need to talk about, I don't need to talk about this, but I thought that I would mention it for anyone who might want to see the video. So, violating community guidelines. This wasn't a copyright issue, I don't think. They specifically stated it was to do with inappropriate content. Which I looked onto their guidelines, and this is, this is very serious stuff that they're talking about for the most part. Really offensive stuff, threats, abuse, graphic sexual content, all that kind of stuff that, couldn't be far removed from what the video was, which was me and Connie talking about a monster movie. Yeah. I mean, I even watched the video again to see, maybe I said, cunt or something, fuck, cunt. Maybe that was it, maybe it was the language. No, there wasn't even that. Or maybe there was that I'd missed, but seriously, it was nothing I mean, I made a video about Salo, 30 minutes of me talking about people eating shit, and condemning that, but at the same time, that stuff doesn't get flagged. So I don't know what the problem is. I've appealed the decision. As of now, I have a strike on my account. I can't live stream. They've taken away certain privileges and so on. And this isn't meant to be some kind of witch hunt video like, oh, fuck YouTube and all that kind of stuff. No, I'm just letting you know what happened, because it was meant to be this cool kind of Godzilla day. We had Ryan Chatway talking about his favorite Godzilla films. If you haven't seen that, go check that video out. It was great to have Ryan on the channel. And it's been great to have some of the guests that I've had so far. Brian Lomax, A Touch of Film. We got another couple of guests coming up towards the end of the season as well, which is really cool and looking forward to. But it does worry me at the same time. This is something that is so seemingly innocuous. This video has become this one strike. 2 strike, you're in deep trouble. 3 strikes, account's gone, terminated. Which is where I'm lucky that I've saved pretty much everything I've done, but at the same time to have to restart again would be kind of difficult and take a very long time, and really takes the kind of the wind out of the sails, I think. So it's kind of worrying. It happened before a couple of years ago. But, I'm not too concerned. Hopefully they'll look into the appeal. I mean, it says they manually reviewed it before they took it down. I don't believe that, because I uploaded it to another channel yesterday and it got instantly taken down. Without a strike, interestingly enough. But there's clearly something about that video that's raised a red flag, and I think it might be to do with the fact that it's Toho. And that's kind of an interesting thing. You can make these videos where you put in all this copyrighted content and stuff from the big studios, and they kind of just, they'll take a chunk of the advertising, but well, all of it, and these other companies, you got to be careful sometimes. You never know, right? Studio Ghibli's one that is very notorious for being strict on what gets put up on YouTube and so on. In fact, I never really talked about this, but I made a review of The Castle of Cagliostro a few years ago, which was Hayao Miyazaki's first film, which isn't Studio Ghibli. I'm not sure who owns that. But that review, I mean, I used all footage from the movie. It's one of my favorite reviews that I've done, and it had like 1,000+ views, and it got completely removed from YouTube a couple of weeks ago, actually, which was really disheartening. But it's just one of those things where I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to fight it. It is what it is. The video it had its run, I suppose. People watched it, but sometimes, yeah, you're dealing with dangerous stuff when you're getting into copyright and things like that. But this video, Shin Godzilla, this is the same as any video I do. Couple of still images to, paint the picture. Anyway, so that's the story with that. If you want to see the video, I put it up on my Facebook page, or account I should say. I have a separate account for my YouTube stuff, so if you want to add me there, facebook.com/RazorwireReviews, pretty simple. Add me as a friend on there. It's on my main profile page. You can watch the video. It's up on Facebook, no problem. So there you go. That's all I can really say. Hopefully the appeal will be looked into. The video might be live by today, or next week, or never. I don't know. But that's the word on that, and it's kind of disheartening because I put so much time and effort into this Asian cinema season. To have one of those kind of cogs removed from the grand scheme of things is kind of just disappointing to me. And I really quite liked the review that we did about the film. I mean, it's not like we loved it or anything, but I liked the video, how it turned out. It was a nice kind of part of the puzzle. Anyway, so that's that. The next piece of news about Asian cinema season is that I will be extending it, and I kind of called it Asian cinema season in case I wanted to do that. I was thinking about throwing out there as a vote for you guys, do you want to see me continue this longer than the month of November? But I figured, you know, that this series isn't getting much traction as it is, and I'd just be looking at a couple of comments here and there. So I'm going to do it. I've decided to extend it by about a week. There'll be no set end dates really, but I have quite a few videos left to go. And I've been doing a lot of multiple videos per day. I tried not to do more than 2 per day. Well, I say I tried. I didn't do more than 2 per day. But there's quite a few more to go, and there's loads more I wish I could have got to. You know, I had so many plans, so many ideas, so many films I wanted to talk about and watch and so on, but there's only so many hours in the day. And there is a big project that is meant to close out Asian cinema season that I've bitten off way more than I can chew with. I still want to finish it, so I'm giving myself that extra week. So about another week, we'll probably go into the first week of December with this, and more stuff to come. Thank you very much to everyone who's been watching the videos and commenting on them and liking the videos and stuff. I appreciate it. You know, I put a lot of time into these videos, and you know, with the niche kind of aspect of this project, if a video gets 50 views, hey, I'm happy, you know, and if it gets 1 comment, I'm over the moon. You know, if people are watching and have stuff to say, that's fantastic. And some of those more, not obscure films, but films that certainly aren't popular in terms of the YouTube movie community, like, you know, Satyajit Ray films, you know, I was thinking, is anyone going to even comment on those? And I got a few comments on those, and those meant everything to me. I was so happy to hear people talking about his films, and that I could start up a dialogue with people about that kind of stuff. Obviously the Kurosawa reviews are going to get more attention and things like that, but it's nice to see some of those smaller videos I've done get a bit more of, well, not attention, but again, just some comments, just some people talking about it. That is great, that's what I love. Anyway, what else can I say? That I felt like there was one more thing I needed to touch on about Asian cinema season 2017. Yes, there's one thing, there's a marathon coming, which I thought would be like a 30 to 45 minute video. It's now going to be, I'm thinking, probably plus 2 hours. So again, I need more time to edit that, and that one I'm really excited about sharing with you guys. So it's all good stuff. I'm just hoping there won't be any more instances like this Shin Godzilla thing where, because that's the thing, YouTube holds the keys to the kingdom. They really do, and they could suddenly decide, hey, any video with fuck in it, that goes against our community guidelines, in which case my entire channel will get nuked from orbit. It'll be the only way to be sure is to just wipe it off the face of the internet. So that's a little concerning, but you know, I think it's just that instant. I think it must be something to do. There's a red flag has been raised somewhere, and I believe it's been automated, and they've said it's manual, but I don't buy that because it doesn't make much sense. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, on to the mail day section of this video. So hello, welcome back to another mail day video. I had a package from Amazon, and I want to thank the people who use my Amazon associate link. I have it in the description of all my videos, I think, and sometimes I'll share some kind of links of deals and so on. And so when people buy from Amazon, I get a tiny little, you know, a couple of pennies here and there, and it all builds up. And so I finally got a $30 plus £30, £30 Amazon gift voucher. So I got 5 Blu-rays for about £6, I think, which is great, and they were all ridiculously cheap as it was. So already got the package open here, and maybe, just maybe, you can kind of participate in this and comment down below if there's any of these films you'd really like to hear me talk about in Asian cinema season, because I could get to them. I still have time to squeeze in a few more videos if possible. So let's just kind of take these out. There's quite a few, and talk about them. And it's quite a different array of Blu-rays in terms of, oh, that's a shame, that one's been totally cracked. That's what happens when you shove 5 Blu-rays into it. See, I was thinking, hey, this is cool. There's no slipcovers here, there's no steelbooks, no digipacks, there's nothing to be cracked or broken. Let's see what the other ones are like. That one's okay. That one's okay, thankfully, because that's a Criterion. That one is fine, and that one seems fine too. Okay, well, it's just the one Blu-ray that got cracked. No big deal, I suppose, and we'll just talk about this one first. It is Pulse from Arrow Video. This was like £6.38, which seemed to be a popular trending deal price on Amazon UK recently. A lot of titles went down to £6.38, which came to about £5.24 when ordering from Norway, taking off the VAT. I don't know much about this, but it is directed by Kiyoshi Kurosawa, who I like quite a bit. I've seen a couple of his films, including Tokyo Sonata, which I was a big fan of. I believe this is one of his earlier films from the 90s. Let's have a look. No, 2001. Okay, so almost the late 90s. And I think this is a horror film. Yes, delivering one of the finest entries in the J-horror cycle of films, with this moody and spiritually terrifying film that delivers existential dread along with its frights. So this is one I'd love to just dive into, not knowing much about it at all. I trust in Kurosawa, the Kiyoshi Kurosawa. No relation to Akira. Yeah, so it's kind of been smashed in at the top there and cracked, and there's bits and pieces of plastic all over the place. But I think I might have a couple of cases maybe that I could replace this with. I don't know. But yeah, I think this comes with a booklet. Or maybe not. Reversible sleeve. It feels like there's a bit of a weight to it. Let's see, because a lot of these Arrow titles, they you know, they've started shipping them without the booklets. It's kind of become a first print run kind of thing, almost like how Scream Factory do with their Blu-rays. They'll have the slipcover for a limited period, and then you just get it without the slipcover. So this is dual format though, which makes me think that it is perhaps a booklet. Yes, okay, but it's a very small booklet at the same time. We have one of their postcard thingies. And oh, that almost maybe spoils something. Ooh, I won't look too much into the images there, but yeah, very thin booklet. Almost feels like it's not worth even printing this. And and the text is so small. They've really tried to skimp on that one. Let's see what the alternate artwork is like. Actually, oh, that might give away something else about the film too. Oh, not really. There's a computer screen, which seems apt for a film from the 2000s, I suppose. Maybe it's something to do with I don't know, a digital. I mean, looking at it, it very much gives you a Ring feeling, you know. But we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. How long is it? 2 hours long. So yeah. Next one is another Arrow Video title again, £6.38, and I had this a couple of years ago. I worked with Arrow Video on a project, and so they sent me their entire Japanese action collection, basically on Blu-ray, and for the most part they were on discs. In fact, right here I can show you. I have a couple. So we got one of the discs of the, what was it called? Stray Cat Rock collection. So I got some of the discs, but not the actual packaging and so on. Here's another one. We got Blind Woman's Curse. In fact, hang on. Ah, maybe I didn't get it then. We have it right here, Branded to Kill. Now I have the case. Okay, so they sent 2 of them in the full case like this, and I ended up selling them to fund my David Gilmour trip, I think it was, a couple of years ago. But yeah, so alright, so I thought I actually had this in normal, you know, packaged form when I sold it, but I didn't, so that's kind of cool. So Branded to Kill, which is a, what's his name, Seijin Suzuki film. Really cool artwork there. And this one must have the booklet, yes. A booklet by Japanese film expert Jasper Sharp. And yeah, newly translated English subtitles for both films. Huh. So there's an extra bonus film, right? Let's see. Yes, Trapped in Lust from 1973. A delirious Roman porno reimagining of Branded to Kill. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Rated 18 contains scenes of strong sexual violence. Ah, wonderful. But yeah, so there we go. 1967 Hitman film from Japan. Is this a Joe Sushida? Is that the guy's name? Shishido. Yeah, I've seen him in a few films with the little gerbil cheeks. So yeah, so open it up and have a look. Actually, let's why not? Let's get into it. And if you've seen any of these films, as always, let me know what you thought of them down below. And again, if you feel like you'd really like to see me talk about one of these films, and do a review or something, or a movie vlog, let me know and I'll take it into consideration for sure. So, oh wow, this is really cool and colourful. So we've got the booklet there, and the Blu-ray and the DVD. Nice glare there. And the original poster artwork is fairly typical for a 70s poster, I suppose. I think I'll be sticking to the very cool cover that they've included for this release. So, yeah, I look forward to checking this out. And I have obviously gone through it to get clips and stuff for that project I worked on them for. So I do remember some cool bits and pieces of the action of this. But obviously I haven't sat down and watched the entire film. The next one is an artificial eye release. And this could be the start of a beautiful friendship, I think. But I'm not too sure, because I've seen one of this director's films before. For this Asian cinema season, which I haven't posted yet, and I loved it. I really did. And I have a box set that I've asked for Christmas that has a bunch of his films in it. So I thought I would continue down my my rabbit hole with this director. Let me figure out what his right. So it is Hirokazu Kurita. So what's the film? Our Little Sister. And this one purely, I'd seen some ratings for it on Letterboxd that seemed to kind of praise it quite highly, but also it was dirt cheap, and so I thought, well, I should pick it up. It's a Kurita film. I want to see more of his films. Who told me that he was kind of like the Japanese Richard Linklater? You know, just very kind of top quality kind of just dramas, you know, very simple style films. Anyway, yeah, so Our Little Sister, don't know anything about it. Obviously it must be about a group of sisters based on the front cover, but I want to go into this as blind as possible. In fact, I think Rachel from Rachel's Movie Reviews did a review of this, but I didn't watch it yet because I want to see the film first for myself. So this could be a possibility for Asian cinema season, but we'll see. And for the record, I've enjoyed doing Asian cinema season so much that I will definitely be doing it again next year. And I'll probably try and prepare months in advance so that I get everything done, because it's a lot of work if I want to do it to the same degree that I've done it this month, which I've been very happy with. Next we have, well, I'll just show this one very quickly because it's not an Asian film. It is Starman, the John Carpenter film, and this, ladies and gentlemen, completes my John Carpenter collection. I now own every single film he has directed on Blu-ray. In fact, I have another 5 titles downstairs that I got in a package I didn't do a video for because it's Asian cinema season, didn't want to bog it down with extra videos. But yeah, this completes my John Carpenter collection. Couldn't be happy about that. And I'll be celebrating that with the recently announced 24-hour movie marathon completing Carpenter. More details on that in the future. The final one is a Criterion, which I was kind of, it's funny, I picked up this Criterion like in my hand in HMV back in the summer when I was home for a bit. And I thought, ooh, I'd really like to get this. It's a Mizoguchi film. And I looked on the back, and the special features were really sparse, and I thought, you know what, I can wait until this drops down to like $12.99 on Amazon, which is exactly what it did. That's what I picked it up for, and again, knocking a few pounds off that, this turned out to be around £10, which was great. So it is The Life of Haru by Kenji Mizoguchi. I've seen a few Mizoguchi films, enjoyed them very much. Well, I say enjoy, they're very heavy drama pieces, but I've been very impressed by them and have enjoyed the drama of them. So this one, let's see what it's about, because I really don't know. A peerless chronicler of the soul who specialized in supremely emotional, visually exquisite films about the circumstances of women in Japanese society, Kenji Mizoguchi had already been directing movies for decades when he made The Life of Haru in 1952. This epic portrait of an inexorable fall from grace, starring the astounding I'll leave that one in. No, I can't even say it. Kinuo Tanaka, as an imperial lady-in-waiting who gradually descends to street prostitution, spoilers, was the movie that gained the director international attention, ushering in a new golden period for him. So around the time that Kurosawa became quite big in the early 50s. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, other than it's about this, I guess, a woman who goes down the road of prostitution, which I've seen in another Mizoguchi film as well. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. Criterion, you know, love what they do. It's so great that we have these UK Criterions. I'm going to leave it there now because I've been waffling on for far too long and I didn't want this to be that long of a video. So some cool Japanese films there. They're all Japanese? Yes, they are. So any in particular you'd like to request me to talk about, I'll consider it, and maybe you'll see a video on it in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, stay tuned for the rest of the content coming. There's a few more cool things to come, I hope. And again, thank you very much for watching all the videos that you have been doing. And again, if you haven't caught up, that's fine. I've had a couple of comments, people saying, oh, I haven't had much time to keep up with everything. It's like, honestly, just pick and choose what you feel like watching, what seems interesting to you. I don't expect anyone to keep up with every single video. It's all good. So there we go. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you.